What is the Hispanic factor? And why is it so important just based on the little that I've shared with you today? Well, I certainly don't need to remind you that Hispanics today heavily influence the future of the United States economy, corporate growth, and the demands that are being placed on the demographic shifts of this country. But Hispanics and our factor isn't discussed enough in the workplace. In fact, it isn't invested enough in. We're not discussed enough in the national news about our influence and our leadership. In fact, it remains to be part of a conversation that isn't part of America's agenda. Now, this is a time-sensitive issue, and again, I'll just briefly remind you of why the numbers speak for themselves. We all know about the growing population. We all know that Hispanic small businesses are growing at twice the rate of the national average. And as I come to learn from the recent United States Hispanic Chamber of Commerce National Convention, this is creeping up on 3 times the national average, currently generating revenues of $460 billion, while many believe that this revenue figure is well north of $650 billion. But how about if I told you that Hispanics are the largest unbanked and uninsured community in the United States? Could you imagine the economic recovery that can take place if we banked more? And if our community was given a reason to trust that we can bank more? If people were investing more in us so that we can start investing our money in the right places? I don't have to tell you about Latino purchasing power when you talk about investments. I mean, we all know the recent Nielsen numbers that estimates $1.5 trillion of purchasing power by 2015. See, these numbers are no longer in question. Not at all. See, the bigger issue is this, is how to unlock the hidden talent and market potential that exists within our community. And more so, how Hispanic leadership is so woefully underrepresented. And between you and me, that's why all these initiatives remain initiatives and not best practices. Because we need more Hispanic leaders to rise to positions of influence. Because regardless of the escalating Hispanic factor, corporations aren't recognizing this. And this is another statistic that we're all so familiar with, that by 2050 we will represent 30% of America. 30% of a country that needs to move quickly to start changing their business models, their talent development, best practices,